Welcome back. In the last section, we looked at the event handling in terms of updating the quantity, removing the dish from the cart, and essentially exercise those capabilities, alright? And the next thing is to actually add a notification that tells the user that a quantity was updated or a cart was an item or dish was removed from the cart. Okay, so let's go ahead and include that functionality in here. We've done this before, so I'm sure you would remember this as well. Let me get rid of both of these components, head over back to the top of the cart, and I'm going to go ahead and essentially maintain some state variables here. One is for the show and define when we need to show the notification, and a corresponding set show as well. And I'm going to set this to false to begin with. And I'm also going to have a state for text to be shown on this notification. And I'm going to say I need a notification text. Okay, and I'll also have a corresponding setter variable here, set notification text, and it's going to use the state of blank to begin with. All right, and then what I'm going to do here is, after we call set dishes cart, I'm going to say set show is equal to true. But before that, I also need to set the text here. And I'm going to set the text based on the action here, right? So let's say if action is equal to increment, action could be either increment. If you go inside the menu card, the action would either be increment or decrement, right? Based on that, we can essentially set the appropriate notification text. So I'm going to say in here, set notification text. And this is again conditional here. If action, and that's equal to increment. Okay, let me put it in double quotes. Increment, okay, and that's gonna be then. So we're gonna set the text to item quantity increased, right? Because that's what we've defined here. Let's quickly go over to the menu card so we understand what actually is going on here. So we get a different, not the menu card, I'm sorry, it's a notification class itself. So I need to import notification here. That's the important part as well. I need to go ahead and import notification from one level above and into the UI folder / notification. Yeah, that's the one, and the notification. Oops, not the CSS, just the notification JS. All right, super. And if we go inside here, it actually provides us different ways to specify whether an item was added or not. So we have to pass the appropriate string here, constant string, and it'll make sure that appropriate text is rendered here. Okay, super. So I'm going to go back to the cart component, and in here, whenever there is an update to the cart, and if the action is increment, I'm going to set it to item quantity underscore increased. Otherwise, it's going to be, there can be only two actions here in this method, so I can just fall back to item quantity decreased. Yeah, super, item underscore quantity underscore decreased. All right, super. And similarly, we need the same thing over here in remove dish as well. Okay, I'm going to say set notification text. Okay, and this is going to be equal to, there is no conditional logic here, we'll straight away say remove from cart. Okay, and after this we will say set show true, set show, not false, it's going to be true. Super. Okay, so let's give some white space here to make this a little bit more visually appealing. And now I will have a new method here, and I'm going to call that display notification const display. We've done this before, I'm sure you know what I'm trying to do here. This is going to be essentially displaying the notification. All right, so I'm going to say show. This is going to return a notification object or component, and I'm going to say if show is set to true, Then I'm going to render the notification, and this notification is going to take a few properties. One is show, and that's set to show. Okay. And other one was I think the text, right? Yeah, text is going to be equal to the notification text. Okay, super. And the next thing that we need here is the close handler, right? So when we click on the close button, it has to invoke something, right? So I'm going to go ahead and define it here. I'm going to say const close handler. Yeah, this is pretty standard. We've been doing this all along for, where we have invoked the notification. And I'm just going to say set show is equal to false in the close handler, and I'm going to go ahead and give that to this prop here. Okay, go ahead and send this along. Super. So I think that's about it, and we need to make sure we call this display notification. So I'm going to go over to the render card method in here, and I'm just going to say call this method here, which is essentially display notification. Is that right? Display notification here. Hope that was right. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, super. So hopefully this is gonna work out. And let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and decrease. Yeah, item counter to decrease. Yeah, there we go. And let's say we want to increase this. Yeah, it is increased. Yeah, super. And if I go ahead and delete this, I should get a delete message in here. Yeah, item removed for the cart. Super. So this is all working out pretty nicely here. So the next thing we want to do is the sign-in aspect. Make sure our application has the security and identity management functionality wired in. So that's something that we need to do as a next step, because in order to go ahead and buy these dishes, the user has to be signed in, and that's a requirement that your product owner or product manager has given you. Okay, so that's something that we need to look at, and we'll go ahead and do that in the next lecture. So let's take a quick pause here and come back and look at the identity management and the authentication and authorization piece of this application development, and look at multiple options, and look at also what we're going to adopt in this particular application. Alright, so let's take a brief pause here, come back soon, and then take it forward from there.